Alright, sorry about the poor camera quality. It is nighttime. It's like 6 in the morning, so we got everything hooked up. We have trailer brakes now, as I said in yesterday's video. We're just filling up this middle tire here. I'm going to be calling them today to get a quote on 2 tires. I found them on Amazon for $187, which I know I can get them cheaper than that. So not too bad, like 350 bucks probably, and then I can mount them myself. Depending on the price, I'll have them do it. So truck's sitting here all pretty. Not really, but it did snow last night. They did plow and everything, so everything's good. I had to wipe off the cars this morning, so a little bit of fur, but yeah. So let's. These guys open at 10, so we're gonna drop, I guess, at 10, and let's get her moving. So fill this thing up to 80. And we'll get out of here. All my lights work now too. I got that one working yesterday, and I got this one under here working as well. I think I scraped something and pulled the harness out. So especially backing up in this spot over here, a lot of guys mentioned this middle axle, and the reason it was folded over itself was because when I park this trailer, I jackknife it from up there, and this front axle was on the ice, so it just slides nicely. This one does not slide. Oh goodness, there's ice everywhere. This one does not slide nicely because this was the only one that was actually on solid. So I'll get this filler up. This is at the max pressure, so we'll put another little bit in her and get moving. Not even a half a mile into my journey. 2 hour and 45 minute journey. And 81's already got somebody crashing. Look at that. We got traffic and whatnot. So there's a cop up here doing something. Whatever. Alright, what do we got? People being impatient, driving by, but not gonna get you very far. Look at them go. Oh yeah, by the way, I have really, really good trailer brakes. Really good trailer brakes now. This trailer has never felt like this before. Wow, all that traffic literally just to pull somebody over. Hi guys, we are about 36 minutes away, 35 miles on the dot, which is great. Unfortunately, they didn't open till 10 like I was saying earlier, so that kind of sucks. I would have loved to drop at 8 in the morning like I usually do, but whatever. So it's weird, I have really good trailer brakes. This is the first time owning this trailer a full trip without the trailer brake controller yelling short, SH on me, or overload. So it was 100% those wires that were going through the cross tubes. We're on the New Jersey Turnpike right now, a little loud in the truck, whatever. Don't know heat. We got a bunch of things to go over in this video. As for the turbocharger, you guys know that I'm running no air filter on that turbo. Obviously, I ordered it. It's just taking forever to actually get the one that I want. It will be here Wednesday. That's great. But what I'm thinking, somebody mentioned that there's probably enough oil on the turbine itself that it could be throwing the turbo out of balance. And that is actually a really, really good point, and I need to look at that, and I'm willing to bet that he is 100% correct. Now, the reason I say that is because the front main is leaking, and it's leaking on the belt, which is flinging oil just everywhere. So we'll be getting the front main fixed this weekend. I'm gonna try to get a genuine Cummins one instead of the AutoZone one like I got last time. I had to go with the AutoZone one last time because Cummins wouldn't answer the phone, and we needed the truck to work. We're gonna throw a front main in it and an air filter on it and clean the intake side of the turbo, get all the oil out of the pipes and all that, and we should be good, because it still will spool, but it's definitely sluggish compared to what it was. So I'm willing to bet we have a weighted turbine because of all the oil that's probably sitting on it. Makes sense. I'm gonna check it out. All right guys, we made it. There they are. I have no idea how we're gonna manage this because it doesn't run. So unless they got a bunch of jump packs, because my jump pack for some reason, it doesn't make a good connection on the batteries on this thing. All right, that was a straight shot. Yeah, we're right on the curb, whatever. So there she is. I'm gonna go check and make sure they're open, see if they're open. If anybody's here early, that would be great. But I don't know exactly where we're gonna get this thing in there. See, I see someone over there. I'm gonna go talk to them. All right, so we're gonna get off the road. There's a spot back there we can do it, because there's like semis and whatnot. So this isn't exactly a safe place to do it, so I'm gonna back up. We'll pull in here. We should be able to get this just fine. So we're gonna try 2 jump packs. I'm gonna run for it. Ugh. We're gonna try and throw 2 jump packs on it to see if we can get it started to unload it, but if not, then we'll have to reverse snatch block it, which for some reason, something happened to my snatch block. It either fell off or somebody took it, I don't know. I got 2 on order, it was like 150 bucks. I got the ones with the really long chain, so I don't have to go and reverse snatch block to the mesh anymore, because the mesh is not great for pulling force when you're only using one spot. When you're using multiple spots, it's a lot stronger than if you use one. So the snatch block on that is not ideal. All right, super warm out today. It was like 27 this morning, and right now it's 30. I'm actually sweating. I don't have heat in the truck. I mean, as it's warming up, I have a little bit, but not like a lot, and I'm actually sweating. So, and I got gloves, boots, like everything. I'm double layered. So I'll go grab his jump pack and we'll try to get it started. All right, so I probably should have charged my jump pack. Completely forgot about it. It's on 3, so I'm gonna use his and mine at the same time, see if I can't get it started. I doubt it's gonna start, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to try. Can't wait till my new snatch blocks come in. Guys, I get so many, not like so many, but I get a good amount of comments on this is the correct way to strap these, okay? This is what this trailer was made for. This is the mesh. You guys don't realize how thick this mesh is. This isn't just like, yeah, I need to go through, like, I want to at some point like weld every single one of them, but like every 4th one is welded, but this stuff is super thick. So obviously pulling something like this, I hit the brakes a couple of times like really hard, and it does it. So this whole thing is connected in one, and like I said, this mesh, like look how thick that is. That's my finger right there. It's very, very thick. So you're not gonna have problems doing it this way. I don't think I've seen a single guy actually running to the D-rings. If you were trying to run to something like this, on this, you would probably have an issue, because this is just this is thin. That mesh is stronger than this is. All right, we've got a mess down there of wires. Let's see. Just gonna start. Also, someone made mention to me. That's disgusting. That's a piss tube. That's actually quite funny. But I need one of them in the truck. Oh. Oh, we got the wait to start going. It's probably gonna kill the jump packs. Wait for it to turn off. I was hoping to avoid that, but whatever. Oh, it ain't happy. Wait to start. I hate doing it because the wait to start is almost as brutal as the starter itself. I love that grid here. Oh man. Alright, so we are getting cranking. Let's make sure my jump pack didn't turn off. Mine is still going. Let's give her another go. I don't know if it's enough. Yeah, it's not enough. Ugh. Now, hit the grid heater one more time. Let's see. Hopefully. I don't think it's gonna go. And I don't have jumper cables, whatever. I'm gonna go let them know. We need another jump pack. One more would do it. I feel like one more jump pack would do it. Seal the deal. But here's what's going on in here. This thing is pretty light. Like these, they're all empty. So it's like, this thing does not weigh a lot at all. Igloo, those things are nice, but cool. There's an inverter back here. So he's gonna go get a truck with some jumper cables. Every time I start dead diesels, before I had my good jump pack, it always would take 3 jump packs to start a completely dead, cold truck. He's gonna do that. We'll keep both jump packs on it and we'll get her started, drive it off. Hopefully if there's like no water and fuel or anything, I don't know why the guy parked it. It could just be an issued truck that's not gonna start. So we have no idea, but we'll figure at least give it a fighting chance to start because it's cranking really slow. Do that. I gotta fill that tire back up because there's definitely a leak. I gotta call Steve Shannon here in a little bit. And I gotta start looking for loads for tomorrow because I'm going to West Virginia. So figure get something out of Pittsburgh and hopefully. Just want to let you guys know that I will not be doing any loads on Friday. I need to go drop off that $12,000 check at my lawyer's office. So that'll be all said and done. And then next month I get to write a check half that size. So excited about that. I'm gonna be aggressively paying these debts off the next couple of months. Like I'm paying 12 this month, or 12 on February 1st, 6,500 on February or on March 1st. Then I'll pay my taxes for last year because I never did that. Completely unrelated. And then what's that, 18,000? So that brings me down to about 18,000 left. Trailer will be paid off. That'll bring me down to 15,000, and then a couple $5,000 checks. I won't be debt free. We will definitely be debt free this year. All right, we're gonna move it. They just got new batteries ordered, but I'm gonna try to see if I can't get this thing off just like this. So put the camera down. Hopefully it wants to roll. If it does, I'm just gonna let it go. All right, so this drop has turned into a little nightmare. No snatch block, so snapped the cable. I'm either gonna get that fixed or I'm gonna go get a nylon cable. I'll order that tonight. But yeah, here she is. We're kind of stuck on the ramp back there. Those ramps are super nice, except when they're not. Those over ramps. So I like having them, but every now and again, it makes the winch work a lot harder. So I'm gonna, while we're waiting on him to get batteries, I am gonna start getting on the load board and looking to see if I can't find any loads. That way it's not wasted time. Damn, look at this muddy lot. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of here without four-wheel drive. Oh man. All right, so they just threw 2 new batteries in that now. We'll see if we can't get it started. Got one, there's the other one. Hopefully he comes back, throw the other one in real quick because it'll be a pretty short day. I'm gonna pick up Manheim. Now that I know the ropes, I can get these drops and picks done faster, get me a nice snatch block, and I'll be able to move out of here pretty quick. And then tomorrow, I just called, trying to book it. There's one out in Albuquerque, somewhere near Pittsburgh. So tomorrow would be 9.5 hours of driving. So it's gonna be super close, but I know I can do it because it's a $1,000 load. Whereas everything else on there is like $650, $600, just not worth it. So $1,000, I think we can swing that. So that'd be $1,800 in 2 days if I can grab that. This 4BT has been sitting for years. I wish I would have filmed it, but it fired right up with 2 new batteries. Years this thing's been sitting. So I'm gonna get it backed off with, it has literally no brakes, only the e-brake works. So I'm gonna be super careful trying to use that to get this thing back. So I'm gonna put it down like 1 click and throw it in reverse and hopefully we don't die. Years, no startup. Oh, I wish I would have filmed that. I didn't expect it to start so easy. Oh well, 4BT, Common Rail Cummins. So yeah, like I said, this one was 800. The next one is, we're picking up 700 now, and then hopefully we're picking up 1,000 tomorrow. So that's already starting the week off at 2,500 bucks. It's not bad for 3 days. Now we just gotta, I'm not gonna work Friday, so I'm only gonna get 4 loads in this week. So if we can see 3,250 for the week, I would be happy. All right, we made it to the Manheim auction. I just need to figure out where I'm gonna go because I really have no idea. So we'll get this done quick, and we have 2 vehicles coming. These guys, I don't know what they're doing, but let's get it. All right, we found our car. Let's see if she starts up. Oh, thank goodness. All right, she starts. I'm actually super happy about that because I just walked a little over 2,000 feet from, I'm way over on the other side to get this thing. So it runs, drives, it looks like, well, it runs, but it passed a inspection, it looks like. So you guys can see all the little details on it, but any scratches, nicks, dings, there's a big old scratch. So not too bad looking. I'm just happy we found one and we didn't need a jump pack because I did not bring a jump pack with me. So let's get back to the truck and get this thing loaded. We'll grab the other one. Tomorrow's load's interesting. I need to explain that to you guys here soon. All right, we're cruising through. Let's see here, look at that. So, super nice. And yeah, so we booked one for tomorrow, okay? It's paying $1,000 coming back from Pittsburgh to New Jersey, but they're like, oh, it can't drop till Thursday. So I'm like, whatever, just give me it. It's the highest paying thing on the load board, whatever. I'll drop it Thursday. So that means when I go and pick it up, I'm gonna either try to find a local load for the day, swap them out, and then drop another load, drop whatever Friday, or see, I don't know how, somehow I'm gonna make it work. All right, so we're walking all the way from there. Looks like we got about 1,400 more feet till the next one, lot 773. So we'll go pick that up, and then we are good for the day. Then we're heading home. It's like 2 hours and 20 minutes, I think it was, to get home. Well, we found her. Oh yeah, this one's not too bad. Luckily I found the other one first. So this one wasn't as far. This one was like, I think it was a direct shot of 1,400 feet, whereas the other one was like, I think I walked like 2,200 feet the total. So definitely getting our exercise today. Let's see if this one starts, which I would assume it would, but you can never assume. Oh, I hear noises. Let's see. Cold start. Let's see how much gas they left in it.
Maybe I don't pull up for a period of time, but the route can...
Oh man, I don't know what that was. Oh wow, they actually put gas in this one. The last one didn't have gas at all. So for the guys that are interested in what this is like, I'm trying to figure out how, but like I had to maze my way through. They give you a little, like 2 or 3 different maze routes to get through the cars, to get the vehicle out. And yeah, this is basically where we're at. So I guess they're leaving the gates open so people can actually get in here. But let's see, pull around here. I guess it's the same location, but lot vision is a lifesaver. I did not get that with the last cars. They were easy to find, but with this one, no, you definitely need the lot vision to be able to get it. So it's just get on their website and you type in the work order and it tells you where the car's at. GPS in real time, so where you're at as well. All right, so I got the cars up here. We're gonna be heading home now, but I want to show you guys something, right? So you guys see how close these straps are, right? So Fritz messaged me a while back. This was a while back, okay? And I was putting them like out too far or whatnot and this and that. And I was like, okay. So he texted me, he's like, hey man, those should really be a lot closer. It looks a lot more professional and brokers won't want to work with you if you move them too far. He's like, you're an idiot. You need to do it right. Stop being a half-ass. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say any of that, but he made a good point. So what did I do? Every time I come out here and I'm doing something, I try to learn some new things, right? So every one of these straps that I have on is loose. Why? Because cars roll, okay? So with cars being able to roll, once you strap the first one down, that's locked in. So you have to use the hole that you can use. But if they roll, you can get these a little bit closer. Obviously right here, I can't get close because of that bar. But I'm able to roll the car, put a strap under it and roll it back. So that's one of the lessons I learned, and I'm going to be using that a lot more. So every strap, I have all 8 straps on, they're all loose. So now I'm going to go through and tighten every single one. Obviously don't hit the e-brake until you have all the straps on so you can roll it, and then put the e-brake on and lock your straps down. All right, everything's strapped. Gonna punch in my paper logs, make sure that we got that load sent over. I'm gonna head home. So we should be home by 3:30, 4 o'clock. Okay, so I went to book that load, right? Don't worry, we got it. So we're good, $1,000 bucks. We're picking it up tomorrow. But the problem was, they were like, I was wondering why they didn't send it over. They're like, oh, I thought you didn't want it. I was like, no, I want that. So it's been sitting up there long enough that I was able to grab it. So we got it, we're good. This week's gonna be a good week. Kind of blows every time I plug this tire somewhere, it blows somewhere else. So I got online, I found them on Amazon for 187 bucks a piece. I'm gonna order them tonight unless I can find them cheaper. Called Steve Shannon, 210 bucks a tire. That's 420 bucks versus 40 bucks less a tire, just about. So, or I forget what he said. It was like 30 or 40 bucks less a tire. And I'll just mount and balance them myself. I have the stuff to do it. So we're gonna get it blown back up. Should be good to get us home. Tread wise, it's still legal on the center and everything. So like I said, these two won't be on here for much longer. And at some point when I get a weekend away, I'm gonna cut those tire mounts off because I wanna show you guys this while that thing's compressing. They did a piss poor job on this. You see how high that one is? Like you can see where the top bolt is and then how much lower it is over here. So I'm gonna end up cutting this weld off because this looks like it's just a giant bolt. It's threaded rod, but if you look at the other side, no, they put a nut on the end. Okay, so they put a nut on the end. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut all the weld and then I'll probably end up, I gotta figure out which spot in the belly I want to put it. One of these braces. Maybe back here on these, I wouldn't want to put them on those. But they're solid, they're not gonna go anywhere, but this one up here, if you tried to put a dually wheel on it, they welded it a ½ inch too far apart at the base and then bent it into each other, so it's like looking like this if you're looking at the trailer. So definitely not worth the money, but I'm gonna cut them off. I'm gonna have it done right. It sucks, but whatever, you live and you learn. So while that's filling up, on a bright note, we just sold the nice CRV. That is gone. Now we just have one more CRV to sell. And in replacement of the CRV, the Ram Charger is a go. So we are going to own a Ram Charger officially in April, my Ram Charger. That thing's gonna need a motor at some point and a rear end. At some point we will have to talk about swapping motors. So it may be just cheaper to put a 12 valve into that since it's just gonna be a plow truck. So I've seen it done. I think that might be possible, but that needs to be done this winter. I need that cart or that truck done by winter time so I can plow with it. All right, we made it. Drop. I'm gonna pull to the side. I wanna pull that turbo apart and see if I can't clean it while I'm here. Just because, you know, why not? It looks like we got it pretty decently in the spot. Hey, we got one up in the air. Look at that. We might. I don't know. We're a little crooked, but again, we're gonna be picking this thing up in the morning, so this guy ain't gonna complain. So whatever. The front needs to come over about a foot. So whatever. I might just try to do that quick. All right, so I'm sure everyone is dying to see it, okay? Because I mentioned in one of the previous videos that my front main is leaking. You see that alternator? That was perfectly clean yesterday. See the inside of this? It's black. I can wipe that off. So I'm curious, because somebody made mention that that's probably why my turbo's hitting the housing, is because there's probably so much oil on the turbine itself that it's probably throwing it out of balance. I really want to see if I can pull it off and clean it, which I think I will be able to, but I definitely want to try it and see what it looks like. And I'm sure plenty of you guys are curious as well. My thing will be here on Wednesday, so I'm just gonna put a rag with a clamp over it on the front just to keep any oil out of it until then. And then I gotta wait till Saturday to do this. Wednesday, we're gonna try to figure out what I can do on Wednesday. I have no idea if I can do a power only on Wednesday or if I can grab some cars that'll only take me that day to do. And then, cause I can take these off, they both run and drive. So that's not a big deal. And then IAA, I think, is where I'm picking up on tomorrow anyway. No, actually it's not these cars, it's the other ones. IAA, oof, I hope they're running and driving cars then. Oof. Oh well, let's get this thing off and let's do some checking. So I'm actually quite surprised. Like, yeah, this spot looks pretty bad, but I gotta get the front of that off. But the turbine itself actually isn't all that bad. Like, yeah, there's oil around here and on the turbine itself, but it's really not all that bad. I'm gonna clean all this off and give it a fighting chance, and we'll see. I don't see where it would be rubbing though, so maybe it's rubbing on the other side. I don't see any housing marks on here, so I'm gonna assume that it's rubbing on the exhaust side. It would make sense if there's too much pressure on this side, it's shaking the other side, so maybe we'll see. I don't know. There's not like a ton of shaft play. That would explain. So there's no aluminum shavings going into the engine, so there's that. Turbo spins really well for what it is, so I'll get that off. I have the tool for that. It's 10 or 11 I think it was, and then I need an Allen wrench. So yeah, like I was saying, it's not that bad. Like, yeah, this is covered, but the turbine itself, I don't know. Screw it, clean it off and put a rag over it so we don't suck in any more oil. Lesson learned: will blowing oil into your turbo for two or three straight weeks without an air filter at 30 pounds of boost, will it blow your turbo up? Apparently not, unless this is a really good turbo, because we replaced it because we thought it was bad, and then I'm like, well, let's give it a second life. And I mean, it's definitely like a cat, it's living its 9 lives, so whatever. Get it off and clean her out. All right, you guys can see what's on the back side there. And on the front, I mean, you know, there's a little bit of a layer there. Maybe that probably would make a big difference at, you know, 100,000 RPMs. You can see the layer there. So let's clean it up and just, you know, worst case scenario, it works better. Who knows? So I don't have any brake cleaner or anything, but, you know, I got it a lot cleaner than what it was. Probably come in here like next week with some brake cleaner, starter fluid or something like that. But I got the little brushes. and whatnot. So I mean, it's a lot better, but certainly ain't perfect. I'm gonna wipe it down and, you know, get in there a little bit better. No marks on the intake side, so it definitely had to be the exhaust side. So I told you guys about how we were gonna do the wastegate solenoids on the exhaust brake. Somebody made mention, because I was using a choke cable before, and if you've ever used a choke cable, they are very thick and hard to maneuver back and forth. But somebody made mention I should try a throttle cable. And yes, I am gonna do the wastegate solenoid method. I do wanna, you know, still do the air stuff. But I'm really thinking, for now, just to get it to work, because obviously this is gonna take me some time to actually get it to work right. I think I'm gonna get 2 throttle cables, one for open and one for close, and I'm gonna try and see how that works to see if it's possible. Just as a phase 1, if it works, that's kind of cool. If it doesn't work, you know, whatever, we're out 2 throttle cables, but that would be pretty sweet, because if you guys can see in here, you know, there's the lever arm that goes on top of it. All I would really need to do is put another hole in here, or just loosen that nut, put the cable through there, and then I'd be able to pull it. I put the stopper in it because it was getting stuck in the exhaust brake position after running all day, but it might be because of all the oil, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna try that as a temporary, just to see how the throttle cable method works. A throttle cable is obviously very loose compared to a choke cable. A choke cable, just I've tried it, it won't work. I use one for my high idle and I don't like it. We'll figure that out. So get 2 throttle cables, weld them up, get them mounted and everything. If it works, I'll run that for a little while, and then later on I'll decide, yeah, we can start throwing some air at the truck. So obviously I want to get some of the hiccups out of it. I think the only thing wrong with this thing yet is some battery terminals, air filter, and a front main seal. So I want to get all that taken care of first. So let's see if it, let me pull the pin on the exhaust brake just to see if it'll start up. If it squeals, we didn't do our job right. But if it doesn't squeal, great. Let's see. I doubt it's fixed, but you know, it doesn't hurt to try. I still hear screaming. It's still screaming. It's really weird. Because it's only doing it on the intake side. You come back to the exhaust, sounds like a normal exhaust. So I don't know, I don't know, I really think it is time to do the rebuild. Oof. Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, oh well. It doesn't hurt to try it. So let's see if it's still spinning, because a good turbo would still be spinning, right? Oh, it is. Look at that. Still spinning down there. All right, so that you know, that gives me my answer. So I'm gonna throw the stopper back in it, so we won't use the exhaust brake for the rest of the week until I want to get both choke cables on there, because the problem I'm having is it's very random, but there are times where the exhaust brake will just get stuck on and you got to really blip the throttle multiple times to get it to shut off. It's very rare. Like out of probably a day of driving, which is, you know, whatever a normal shift is, it'll probably happen like twice. So not super bad, but it's like, yeah, it is kind of obnoxious. So we'll get the choke cables, because then what I can do is when I sit at a stop, I can pull one up and say, okay, you know what, turbo's open now. And then when I drive, I can let it go. Obviously we'll be switching that to air at some point, but I want to get to the point where it's like, I want it as mechanical as possible. So we'll try the cables first, and then we'll move to the air, because the air is still pretty simple. So no electronics, that's the goal. We want to avoid electronics. And I want a badass product when it's all said and done. So this is why I'm gonna go through and just do a bunch of experiments now while I'm just screwing with this backing plate that's a pile of crap. And then we'll get the nice one made down the road once we know what works and what doesn't. All right, so obviously just brainstorming here and just thinking of things in the future. So there's no real way to put a stopper on that without making it that I can't use the exhaust brake. So down the road in the future, I would like to put a spring on one side just to keep it so that way when it's in idle, the exhaust brake isn't active at all. And then when I want to activate the exhaust spring or exhaust brake, I can put the air pressure to it and click it into exhaust brake. So just a simple spring, something strong enough just to keep it from being in it when it's at idle, but not too strong where I can physically pull it into exhaust brake. So just going over some things, brainstorming. This also gives me something to look back on and say, hey, those were the ideas I wanted to do. So I'm gonna have to write these down tonight. But that is, I think, what I'm gonna do. Oh my goodness, I found my coolant cap. It was sitting down there in the little tray. Look at that. Now, I don't mean to rant about it, but people were gonna ask me, I know I've gotten this question before, why, if you want simplicity and ease, why do you use a VGT turbo? Why are you going through the stress that you're dealing with to go and make a controller for it and this and that? And quite a couple of reasons, actually. One, I like the exhaust brake. Two, I like the really fast spool up. Three, no one else is doing it at all. And basically, yeah, I don't see any other Hotshots that are actually running that same setup and doing what I'm doing with it. And also reason number 4, it's cool. I like the sound of it. I like the function. I like that I got that turbo for free by replacing another turbo. So it's like, give it another life. Show me another 12 valve on YouTube that is being used for what I do, that is using a VGT turbo. It's really cool, and it's very functional and very practical. That turbo lights so quickly. Everybody told me I was gonna blow a head gasket immediately and this and that. And it's like, dude, it's proven itself. This turbo setup is really, really good, and it works. So I'm gonna get something that actually works perfectly. When it's done, it's gonna be a perfect product. That's my point. I want something that is functional, works perfectly, it only costs a couple of bucks, and there you go. If you have a turbo laying around that's a VGT, super simple setup. All it is literally a spring. Exhaust pressure is what opens the vanes. If you want to limit it, there's a way to limit it. You can get an exhaust pressure or back pressure gauge to see if you're pushing too much back pressure. You have a working exhaust brake all in one, and it sounds like JJ the jet plane. I love that jet sound. I don't care. If I only was doing it for the jet sound, I would only do it for the jet sound. But it makes sense. It's functional. It's practical. And it is a very simple setup. Like, I can go get another one of these turbos for almost nothing, but this 12 valve pulls night and day better than my common rail ever did. And part of that reason is because of that turbo. Not to mention, I don't worry about my EGTs. I've been running this setup for how long now? Because I ran it before, and then I'm running it now. So it's been like 2 weeks, and it's like the motor hasn't grenaded yet. 3 weeks, something like that. And well, I mean, ever since I got it together, so it's been like 2 months it's been on here. But I haven't melted any pistons. I've beaten the ever-loving crap out of this motor. It has like 320,000 miles on it. It just goes. So it takes more abuse than my common rail ever did. Raise the idle up as well. It's at like 8, 10, something like that. So should be a lot better pulling and picking up from idle. I'm gonna let the clutch out. And we are golden. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I'm gonna end this video out every single video. Guys, go check out the description. Oh yeah, the market everything is on sale right now on cryptocurrencies. Everything is down. This is the time to buy. People that get rich buy during times like these. People lose money because they wait till things are booming and then they buy and then they sell when it's low. Don't do that. So, Celsius.network, go down there, sign up for it. First $400 you put in cryptocurrencies, you get $50. And also, if you use code HODL50, you get $50 as well. If you use my code, I get $50 with it. So, and then we also got Coinbase. We got Mudflap down there. Use my code for that. I think we both get, I forget what the amount is of free fuel. But then there's a couple other things. If you have any questions for me, check out my email down below or my Instagram. Feel free to send me a message. Hope you guys enjoyed. Safe travels. Appreciate you. Bye.